Have you ever stopped to think about the very first family? The one that started it all. After Adam and Eve left the Garden of Eden, they started a new life. Harder, but hopeful. It was here they had two sons, Cain and Abel. Cain, the firstborn, worked the soil. He planted, tended, and watched his crops grow. Abel chose another path, shepherd, keeper of flocks. He watched and protected his flock beneath the wide sky. Two early ways of life, tied to soil and tending living creatures. Different, but family, the first brothers on earth. One day they brought offerings to God, a way to say thank you. A humble, sacred moment. Cain brought produce from his fields. Abel brought the best from his flock. On the surface, both offered their best. Yet God looked with favor on Abel's gift and not Cain's. The Bible doesn't give every detail, but the outcome was clear. It wasn't just what was given, it was the heart behind it. Abel offered with faith. Cain's gift lacked wholehearted devotion. When Cain saw God accept his brother's offering, his face fell. A deep, burning anger began to stir. Instead of looking inward, Cain looked outward, to Abel, and jealousy consumed him. Jealousy twists our perspective. What was good for another felt like a slight to him. God saw the storm brewing inside Cain's soul. He reached out like a loving parent, asking, "Why are you so angry?" God warned him, "If you do what is right, will you not be accepted? But if you do not do right, sin is crouching at the door. It desires you, but you must rule over it." It was a warning and a vote of confidence. You can choose to master this. But Cain did not choose well. But Cain didn't listen. He let anger and jealousy grow louder than God's voice. He nursed the darkness until it spilled into action, a terrible plan born from bitter roots. He led Abel out. "Let's go out to the field." Abel, trusting and unsuspecting, followed. Out in the field, Cain rose up against his brother, and Abel was no more. It wasn't a battle between strangers. It was between brothers. Afterward, God asked, "Where is your brother Abel?"
Cain replied coldly, "I don't know. Am I my brother's keeper?"
The ground itself cried out, "Your brother's blood cries out to me from the ground." Because of what he did, God placed a curse on him. The ground would no longer yield to his hand. Cain became a restless wanderer, forever disconnected from the soil and family he'd known. His punishment was to live with the consequences of his choice, a constant reminder of a broken relationship. Cain cried out that his punishment was too much to bear. Yet God, judging the sin, still showed mercy, placing a mark to protect him. The mark signaled that no one should harm him, an odd blend of guilt and grace. He was banished to Nod, yet God preserved his life. In a new land, Cain built, had a family, and ultimately a city. From his line came artists, musicians, metalworkers, early sparks of civilization. Culture, craft, and community grew, even from tragedy. Something new was built from deep mistakes. This ancient story asks us to look into our own hearts. What do we do when jealousy stings or anger rises? Why was Abel's offering accepted and Cain's rejected? What does God's warning teach us about dealing with sin? How do envy and anger affect relationships today? Are we our brother's keeper? The choice is ours. Like, comment, and subscribe.